Let's look at a few fundamental laws of logarithms. Frankly, I will say this page is the chapter. This page is very important. If you understand these and if you remember these, you're done with the chapter, frankly, because most of the questions that are going to come will just use any of these, right? So for mn greater than 0, log m plus log n with the same base a is equal to log mn base a. It's not very difficult to prove it, because if you let this equal to x and let this equal to y, then I can say that a power x will be equal to m and a power y will be equal to n. So a power x into a power y will be equal to mn. So a power x plus y will be equal to mn. So log mn base a will be equal to x plus y, and x was log m base a and y was log n base a, right? So very simple to prove it, just very similar. So in fact, I will say all these, if you want to just prove, the only thing that you have to do is log x base a is equal to, so whenever you see log x base a, just equate it to some y and then write it in the form of a power y is equal to x, because you're very comfortable dealing with this. This is something that is new for you, right? So you can always play around with these when you look at them in this manner. So likewise, if I interchange plus to minus, this multiplication becomes division. So if you remember this, you can remember this. Likewise, you have log a base log base a m power n, that can be written as n into log m base a. Once again, proving this is not difficult. Let it be equal to x. Then I will say that a power x equal to m power n. In fact, rather than taking this entire thing as x, the correct proof for this is let log m base a be equal to x, not the entire thing. Let log m base a be equal to x. So you can obviously write a power x equal to m. And with this, you can also raise it to the power m. So a power x whole power n is equals to m power n, right? So if you write this in terms of logarithms now, it will be something like nx equals to log m power n base a, and x is my log m base a, so I can write n into log m base a is equal to log m power n base a. So very simple. For this number, if you have any power, that power just comes here. That power just comes here. If it's something like 1 by n, then your 1 by n will come here, right? So whatever the power is, it will straight away multiply here. That is basically the law. So it's very simple to prove that. After that, we have log 1 base a. So if your value is 1, that is something like a power y is equal to 1, and it will be 1 only if your y is equal to 0. So that's why you have a 0. Log a base a. So if you have a power y equal to a, it will be equal to a only if your y is equal to 1. So that's why you have a 1 here. Likewise, you can prove these identities also. This one is also a crucial one. This one, that if you have a power log of something base the same a, so like if I have something like y power log of k but base y, then I can straight away write that as k. I can just forget about this part and bring the k down, right? So all these you can prove, but it's more important to just remember them as it is, because you'll be using them so many times in the calculation that you wouldn't even have to prove them in the examination. It will just come in your practice. It's like, so there is this one more law. So you had 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this 8th one, which is basically log n a power p. So if you had log n power p base a, what you do is p log n base a, right? So you bring that p here from n. But if you have base, if your base is raised to some power, then you'll bring one by that power with the log, right? Base a. So in fact, what if you have something like this, log x base y power 1 by p? Then what will you do? Instead of 1 by p, you'll bring a p here, log x base y. So whatever the power is, you'll bring 1 by that power and you'll multiply that to log x, log of excluding the power, like so n base a. So like you had p here, you'll remove this p, make it 1 by p and multiply it with 1 by p and multiply it to log n base a. So remember these laws, they will actually form the entire chapter. Let's move on to the next chapter.